Am I the a-hole for refusing to make life easier for my dad after he remarried and she moved in with us? I'm 16 and when I was 12 my parents got divorced and stayed divorced for about 2 years. They had a really messy separation and my dad moved into an apartment while my mom kept the house. Then my dad started dating this woman who had a daughter from a previous relationship. Last year they got married and she moved in with us along with her daughter who's 15, just a year younger than me. My dad spent almost 8 months trying to get us used to each other before they moved in permanently, which was incredibly awkward because they lived across town before and we'd have these forced family dinners and activities. She was living with her mom in a small apartment but her mom lost her job at the bank and couldn't afford their rent anymore, so moving in with us made the most sense financially. My dad really loves his new wife and was determined that we'd all become this perfect blended family. Me and this girl do not get along at all and never will. My younger siblings think she's fine but she mostly keeps to herself around them and barely acknowledges they exist. With me it's like a constant competition for absolutely everything in the house. I know she feels weird and insecure because I've lived with my dad my whole entire life and she's the newcomer trying to find her place in our established family dynamic. She acts jealous and resentful because I have this deep, established relationship with my dad that she doesn't have with any father figure. My dad is going absolutely crazy and losing his mind because the two of us are not bonding at all. Actually, she told her mom before they moved in that she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to deal with me being territorial about my space and my dad. And honestly, I wish they would both pack up and move out tomorrow morning. I do not care if it's not her fault or if she didn't choose this situation because things were so much better and calmer before they came and disrupted everything. Especially when she acts like she belongs here more than I do sometimes and tries to assert dominance over shared spaces. She'll rearrange furniture in the living room or use my expensive bathroom products without asking permission first. She took over half my closet space without even discussing it with me or my dad beforehand. She leaves her stuff everywhere and acts like she owns the place. I'd happily pretend she doesn't exist and never speak another word to her again for the rest of my life. But I'm absolutely not going to pretend I'll be her new big sister who shows her around town and makes her feel welcome and helps her adjust to living here. I told my dad that directly and clearly when he asked me to try harder and be more accepting. I said the exact same thing in our family therapy sessions too because we're all doing therapy together now twice a week, which is super fun and not awkward at all. My dad has asked me repeatedly and constantly to make life easier for everyone and to try harder to get along with her. He says we're a family now whether I like it or not and keeps asking what exactly do I want from this situation. I told him honestly that I want her and her mom to find their own place somewhere else and to go back to exactly how things were before they showed up and changed everything. He told me that's not happening and never will happen and I said well he asked what I wanted so I told him. Then he asked if I'd be okay never getting along with her ever and I told him absolutely yeah I'm fine with that. I said he created this whole complicated mess in the first place and I told him I know for a fact he was seeing her mom while he was still technically married to my mom even though he keeps denying it ever happened. He's not quiet when he argues with my stepmom about money stuff and bills and credit cards and I hear everything through these thin walls. He asked if I was taking that anger and resentment out on the girl. I said no I'm not, but I don't really want to make his life easier either after what he did to our family. I told him if he somehow gets her to stay completely out of my way like she naturally does with my siblings then I'll do the same and that's literally it. Dad told me I'm acting like a spoiled child and I said yeah I am a child but I was always easygoing and mature for my age before this and he can't understand this attitude from me about my stepsister and I immediately corrected him and said she's not my sister at all in any way, because she's not related to me by blood like my younger siblings are. I said she's just some random girl who happens to live in our house now because her mom married my dad. After that conversation we had a private therapy session just the two of us, for the second time in a month. And he said he doesn't know how to handle me acting this way toward the situation. He said I'm usually not mean or stubborn or petty but I'm being all three now and it's completely unlike my normal personality and he doesn't understand where this is coming from. Am I the a-hole?